At a point, there will be a time where you begin to question yourself. There's this void you begin to feel.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes how God works, he doesn't. Sometimes it's just
Mm-hmm.
the route he will take you before you get there.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
tech per se, the usual thing to tell people in that position is keep moving. You can do it,
Mm.
consistent. Because the only thing that can keep you till the end is
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're hearing us from. This is Joshua Akinola, your host for today's podcast, Jenga Podcast, and this is the third episode. I have on this call today, I have Juliette Gab-Anyanwu on with me today. Hello, Juliette. How you doing?
hello Joshua. I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Good to have you on the call.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Yeah, good to have you on the call. Yeah, and I really can't wait to learn from you. We really can't wait to learn from you. If you're watching us right now all over the world, we really can't wait to learn from you. And like I said, today's topic is based on resilience, on real growth, and also leadership experience. So we want to learn from your wealth of knowledge because I know that you've started this tech journey and
Yeah,
transitioning. I also like to talk about how you even transitioned from your previous into tech. I love to
yeah.
listen to that kind of story. I love to hear people speak about their transitioning story and how they get into tech. So before we go ahead, I would like you to introduce yourself to all viewers right now. So let's meet you, Juliet. Over to you.
Okay, my name is Juliette Gab-Anyanwu. Wife, a mother of two, and an entrepreneur in fashion business. Yeah, and I'm rounding um course at Analytics Management and Scrum Master.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Agile project management and Scrum Master. Oh, so
Mhm.
can you just tell me how you transitioned into tech? What actually brought you into tech? Because everybody has a different story. Trust me. Okay.
Yeah.
I have my story, what brought me to tech. You will definitely have your story, what brought you into tech. So I want to hear from you. How did you transition into tech and what actually brought you into tech?
Okay, for me, it wasn't like a lot of people um say passion and drive
Okay.
and all of it. But far from it, I never thought that I'll have anything to do with tech.
Oh,
It's a
really?
no. Yes, yes. Like the Bible would say, for everything there's a time and I believe that in
Yeah.
everyone's in our in at a point there will be a time where you begin to question yourself. There's this void you begin to feel.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing is currently what you should be doing. There's this one I think, most especially if you're doing something that you feel this at some point, even if you love doing, you feel this void, that void in us intentionally so that we go to him and he directs, he points us to
Yeah.
where we should. So I
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
aside being a mom, business owner that frustrated my life, felt the void. And that void drew the feet of Jesus. And I in that place I found clarity.
Yeah.
And that was what
Wow.
the thing is, it wasn't pointing to tech. Sometimes how God works. He doesn't sometimes it's just
Mm-hmm.
the route he will take you before you get there.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
tech per se. But for some, like the clarity I got just somehow pointed driven. It was actually purpose driven.
Hmm. Purpose driven. Purpose driven. I love that mindset. Purpose. I read a book on purpose driven mindset, and when you made mention of that word, and I look at what we're about to talk about today, like they are really interwoven, like
Yeah, I
purpose
know,
driven.
right?
So it's a
Yeah,
mindset. Okay,
yeah.
it's a mindset thing, and I love to hear put out here right now. Trust me. So because, like you said, we're actually in a business before you started noticing that there needs to be a shift. There needs to be a shift, and if you come to that part of your life, realize that you really need trust. So that now takes me to my first question. Take- hmm? That now takes me to my first question, and it is still within the foundation about what we want to talk about, and
Okay.
is when people talk about getting into tech. Okay? What people do say whenever they want to get into tech.
Mm-hmm.
So people do say or talk about they often talk about the excitement of starting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But my question is, what was the part nobody talked to you about that hit you in the hardest, or like how should I, that hit you so hard in
Yeah.
your early stage in tech?
Yeah. So thank you for the question. I would like to address that excitement because it's a thing and people are being misled by that excitement. It's just like an adrenaline rush that comes. Oh, it's tech. You see, maybe you open LinkedIn, you see someone's profile, you see everything, and the person is earning
Yeah.
six figures, and you're excited. People see, like, the excitement comes from, most of the time, from this bandwagon effect mentality. They come, then people like shortcuts because everyone is tired. The way they
Mm-hmm.
sell tech right now is, you need to just attend 6 months, and that is it. They think it's easy like that. You see someone earning in foreign currencies, and you think, oh, okay, all
Yeah.
I need to do, shortcut, let's take the shortcut, is, but it's far from it. Nobody actually tells you about
Hmm.
what you're going to experience. And for me,
Yeah.
well, because I know why I started, I didn't think it would be all glamorous because I'm coming from a non-technical background. So I just prepared my mind for the worst, and it wasn't easy. At that point, there was like, there's something like that imposter syndrome you talked about. It happens because
Yeah.
you try, like, you start questioning yourself. Do I really fit into this space? Most especially when you're non-technical and you're surrounded by a lot of technical people. I know it's beginner friendly,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, come on, there are technical terms and everything that they would use that will put you in it, because you begin to doubt yourself, doubt the reason why. So it's something that happens at first until you realize that, okay, I can actually do this. And also, it happened to me. Self doubt. It happened. Though. It happened. It happened to me. But I was able to overcome, and I kept going. And I'm proud to see that I'm already at the finish line. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm really proud of you. Trust me, Juliet. I'm really, really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. So you coming from a non-technical background into tech, and you see what you've achieved in just few period, just few moments. Let's say some months, just few months down the line. Well done. I really want to say a great job to you. So now going into what part of what I want to discuss to listen to us right now. So part of what we are trying to do right now is we are seeing different aspects of tech, how you can actually build yourself in the tech world through resilience, through real growth, and also learning from people that have actually gone through these routes. That's why we have Juliet on the call today. What's going on to that? All right, fantastic. So let's just go straight into the topic itself, resilience. Okay. So in this tech journey, can you just, okay, for viewers at home, for those who are, I'm very sure most of us listening right now would have actually heard about resilience. we've we've actually had that spirit within us. So but for more clarity, can you just throw some light into what resilience is before we now ask the question as regarding to your journey, Juliet?
So, it's more like feeling, even when you don't feel like giving up, being going. So that's more that resilience means. Keep going. Don't continue going. Keep pushing. That word that tells you, you got this. Keep going. Means, I think,
Wow, I love that. I love that. Keep pushing when it looks like it's very hard. Let me just put in that context. Keep pushing when
yeah,
it's like it's very hard. So I'm very sure people listening to us right now already understand what resilience is, and
yeah,
then they're not taking to this question. They're not taking to this question, and because it says something said, it's like we keep pushing when things seems hard. So I want to learn from your
yes.
experience. We want to learn from your experience right now, and it is,
Okay.
what is the hardest thing you have had to push through on this journey? And what did it cost you to keep going?
Okay. So, like I said, a wife and a mother, a business owner too. So these questions I've added a third
Yeah.
child equation.
Wow. Wow.
It's
I
yeah.
get that. So right now, from what you say right now, your growth right now, the way you've actually transitioned from where you are and where you are right now is your growth marker. And that's actually an interesting story because prior before now, let's say last year December, you don't know what agile project management is, Scrum Master, the tools you're using, don't know what it is. But today's, I think, the last day in July, just 7 months
Mhm.
down the line. Look at what you've become. I
Exactly.
think
And
you
I'll
should you
tell
should,
you
you should
one
pop
thing.
yourself.
Sorry. I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing I
Yeah,
told my facilitator. Because I'm still
yeah.
like, my final capstone is tomorrow. So I
Okay.
sometime in the week I applied for a volunteer role in an NGO, and the
Wow.
guy called me. he called me and he was like, he for some reason he felt intimidated. And in my mind, I'm like, hmm,
Okay.
this guy doesn't know I just started tech. But he said, I can see your CV and I can see that you're very
Wow.
versed in all this. I told him yes, that what which of the tools. You know, said that he was the owner of the company, but it looked like he was now explaining himself to me. And I'm wondering, like, this girl just started in February and you're already feeling yeah, so that was another part on my back to remind me that
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't have any certifications yet, but I'm not even doing bad at all. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, Juliet, that shows you're really doing an amazing job. Like, that's another pointer, that's another growth marker there. Okay?
Yeah.
That recruiters actually reached out to in the field to me. They're like, really? You've achieved all of these things. And trust me, that's actually it is. There's something called growth mindset. I'm so glad that this is part of the core skills that you have as a person, and that's really taking you from non-technical background to where you are right now. To where you are right now. So this me saying well done to you. Well done. Well done. See,
Thank
I'm even
you.
clapping. I'm clapping. I'm
Thank
clapping
you.
for you.
I'm honored. Thank you.
All right. All right. So now, still on around the growth mindset and how you've actually transitioned and everything about growth. I want to ask one more question, and it is the one thing you know about growth in tech that you wish someone had sat you down and told you at the very beginning. What is that
Okay.
one thing?
Hmm. On a lighter note, I wish that someone would have told me to approach tech with the agile way, not the waterfall way, if you know what I mean. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, the journey is not linear. So I came in with a
Mm-hmm.
plan. When I came in, because I didn't know a lot about it, but when I came in with, okay, I'm going to do this course, and after they said there's an internship, I'll do this. Then probably I
Yeah.
might start getting, I might land a role, I might do this and all of that. So I already planned everything, how it would go.
Your
But
journey.
coming in, I
Mm-hmm.
yes, I planned it. And I see that it doesn't work like that. That there's the agile way that you have to keep
Mm-hmm.
learning, unlearning, getting feedbacks, reiterating, and all of that. So I kept learning, and
Mm-hmm.
I realized that the agile way. So nothing ever goes as planned. Project never goes as planned. So what you think, the plan you think you've kept, it will never go like
Yeah.
that. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
You keep
Is a
learning and
process.
unlearning.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm. I love that. In fact, if I'm going to hold on to something today's section, you have to keep learning. You have to keep on learning, and nothing goes as planned. So
Yeah.
facing it not in an agile way, not a
In,
waterfall. I
in
think
the
that's what we
waterfall
said.
way.
In a
Exactly.
water, yeah, exactly. So I'm very sure viewers at home are listening to this right now, and they can also learn from this wealth of knowledge from your experience and what you've actually experienced when it comes to growth. So
Okay.
talking about leadership, because I want us to go into leadership right now and discuss more about
Okay.
leadership. Because for every tech role, if everybody's a leader, okay, everybody's
Yeah.
born to lead. Everybody's a leader, and I'm very sure you're a poor leader, right? Ruler, right? You're a
Yeah,
poor
support
leader.
leader. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I know that there are some things you have actually experienced being a poor leader. So because you can be in an interview section and they can just ask you, tell me a time where you lead a team. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
experience you have right now as being a poly that will be a very fantastic way to even answer that question. Okay.
Yes.
So as a leader, I just have like few questions to ask you, being a
Okay.
leader. Okay.
Okay.
And the first question is, what is the most important leadership lesson you've learned? And is it something
Okay.
that could have been taught in the classroom, or is it something that you had to learn on your own through experience?
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for the question. So leadership is it's not something or it's something you learn through experience. I mean, in class they're going to
Mm,
teach you the principles, but it's something you have to learn through experience. And as a mother, I I embody this role because it's like I have children. You understand? So
yeah.
naturally, you're already a leader, it's important to understand that leadership is not about directing people. It's about serving them, listening to them
Mm,
actively, yes, communication and communicating to them with clarity and just making the environment comfortable for them to thrive in without feeling that they are not seen. It's not like leadership is not about lording your opinion on people and all of that. Yeah, so it's something that you're not taught in the classroom. It's something that you eventually learn. You experience it when when you have to lead a group of people, and it won't be perfect, so you don't beat yourself up. There'll be times where we are all humans, we are not perfect. Sometimes you might act out of character. Give yourself the grace. Just learn. The important thing is that you're learning. You're learning from your mistakes and you're taking corrections. You're leading people with grace. That's the important thing.
Like one of the things that actually caught my attention is being a leader doesn't mean you love people. Hmm? You serve. Right? Another thing is you know when to pump the brake, know when to just go back to your drawing board, something like that. And this is a great lesson. No, you can actually learn this through experience, not a classroom or let's say an equation to this. You have to learn this through experience. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so but there is something about leadership that looks good from there's a version of leadership that looks good from the outside. When people see you like, oh, that's one of the leader. That's one. It looks good from everybody wants to be a leader. It actually looks good from the outside, but if you look inward, it feels hollow. Okay, so have you ever been in in that place? And if yes, how did you find your way to something more authentic?
Feels like you're pouring in a lot. You're pouring in a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and you wonder, even in the midst, I wonder sometimes if I'm overreacting. If I'm sometimes maybe when I pour out my frustration unintentionally on any of my children, I'm now wondering like if that was the right move. Like I start beating myself up, and it's normal with
Mm,
leadership. I'm sure this applies outside. You start wondering
yeah.
what's like, am I doing enough, or what this person thinks about me, or do people really like me? So I think the grace we extend to people when leading is also a grace we should extend to ourselves. The important thing is, as a leader, we should learn humility to self-reflect. That's the most important thing. If you're not able to self-reflect on your actions, it's going to be very hard for you to lead people because you're not perfect. You're not always right. There'll be times you will make mistakes. So if you're able to bring to self-reflect, talk to yourself, ask yourself, oh, this thing I did I handle it the right way? Then relearn. If you have to apologize and all of it, I feel that that's what makes a leader authentic. It's not about being perfect or having an answer to like having answers to all the questions, but it's about um serving people, serving with joy, serving with joy,
Mm,
not grumpy,
yeah.
serving with joy, yes, and always willing to learn and unlearn.
Hmm. Hmm. You are really pulling a lot of strings right here because you saying that being a leader, you have to know how to self-reflect. That's actually something that I one of the things I'm going to go take home today, and I'm very sure everybody listening to you right now, they would have actually seen that this is a very fantastic and great point because what make an authentic leader is not you being bossy, but trying
Yeah,
to self-reflect on some of the action you've took. Okay, I would have done this thing better, could it be the best way? And realize that oh, this thing I didn't approach it well. You go ahead to apologize. Wow, that's a great, yeah, that's a very great insight there, Juliet. I love
thank
that.
you,
That's so
thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah. So my final question for you, before we now take questions and then we close for today, is this.
Okay.
There's like I said the other time, there'll be some people that will still come across this video, the people that are listening to us right now. Hmm? And from what you've demonstrated today, it shows that you've really grown from being a non-technical person and right into the technical field.
Okay. I mean, the usual thing to tell people in that position is keep moving. You can do it.
Hmm.
Consistent, resilient. You throw that words around a lot and everything. But I'm going to like probably ask you why, because the only thing that can keep you till the end is why you started. You understand? So I'm going to
Hmm.
ask you, where did it come from? Did it come from a place of I want a better life, which is valid, but it's not enough to keep you there, or from a place of I think I'll be passionate, or I just want to learn. If it came from any of this, it's not like you might finish, but it might not take you far. So I'm going to ask you why. So your answer would determine what. But if your response, if I ask you why, and it's something you really do not want to do, because sometimes people get tired and they do not want to do it, but because of they've already started, I have to finish it. You don't have to finish something you've already started. It is something you're not called to do. It is something you know truly deep down in your heart you cannot do, but because you started, you don't know how to stop. You feel stuck. So I'm going to advise that person. The person is really if it's something the person really wanted to do and felt is something that they were called to do, then I would encourage you. I would encourage you to keep going. But if it's something that you're not too sure of, you don't know if you want to do it, you don't even want to do it, but because of your fear, I'm going to tell you to let go and find out for yourself what you really want. And as a Jesus baby that I am, I'm going to leave you with this Bible verse, Jeremiah 3 verse 3. It says that you should call unto God and he will show us great and mighty things and things we do not know. So call unto him. He's there to show you. The way he showed me, my story will be an encouragement for them. So I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to pull you to that place where you'd find Jesus Christ, and He's going to direct you the way He also directed me. Because I'm a testimony for myself. A lot of people might not understand, but I'm a testimony, and I always encourage people: find out why you want to do it. Don't do it because every other person is doing it. So the moment your reason, you know the reason why it's now determined. So okay, if you continue, or if you just take a step back and you think, yeah,
Wow. 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 That is so, so amazing. The why, because there's always a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything. And that reason, that why should be the reason for you to keep going. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Juliet. Thank you so much
thank
for
you,
the opportunity. Thank you for the time. Thank you for sharing
thank
your
you,
experiences with us. Thank you for
thank you,
everything. And also thank you for joining us on today's edition of
thank
Jenga Podcast. And trust me,
you,
I personally have learned a lot from this section. And I know that everybody listening to this right now, people that are watching us right now, they've also learned from your wealth of knowledge, from your wealth of knowledge, from coming from being a resilient person to real growth. In fact, I love that part. I love that part. You coming from
thank
a
you.
non-technical expert into an under 6 months. See what you are right now. Now, the other time when you're talking, you're actually making mention of some terminologies in agile project management. Like, wow, fantastic! I love this conversation.
That's a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
more from
yeah.
where it came from.
So there's more. Yeah, exactly. There's more.
Yeah,
There's more
it's
from where it
more.
came
It's
from.
more.
And also another part I also love is the leadership parts. How you're able to learn all of these things even before you even venture into tech. And you're now having a transferable skill. That's also super amazing. I love that aspect also. And I'm very sure that listeners at home right now also find that so interesting. Thank you so much, Juliet. It has been a wonderful
Thank you.
section having you around.
Thank you
So it
for
has
having
actually been a very
me.
nice and fantastic section. And I'm very sure that very soon, when we call you on you again, you definitely honor our
Yes, I
invitation.
will.
I
I
really,
will.
I really
I'm always
can't wait.
there.
I really,
Yeah.
I really can't wait. Thank you so much, Juliet.
All
Thank
right.
you
Thank
all
you.
for listening to today's
Thank you.
podcast. See you some other time. Bye for now,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.